There is a sleeveless top in your closet right now that you bought because you loved it, and every summer it stays on the hanger. Maybe it is the loose skin above the elbow. Maybe it is the texture, or the crepey look, or the part of the upper arm that stopped doing what it used to do somewhere in your 50s. And every article you have read about this has offered you the same two options, which are a cardigan or a shrug, in July, at an outdoor event, sweating through something you never wanted to wear in the first place. My name is Eleanor Whitmore, and I am going to give you 5 tricks that work on real arms rather than a model's arms. Not one of them involves covering up and hoping nobody notices. One of these 5 was built specifically for women who have had surgery, and I will tell you which one when we get there. I am also going to show you the single mistake that makes arms look worse even in a beautiful top, and at the end, the exact search phrase that finally makes the shopping part easy. Before we start, one thing worth saying plainly. These 5 are a system rather than a list. The first one creates the foundation, and every trick after it becomes more effective once you have that in place. Trick 1 is the invisible sleeve, and most women have walked past this exact item in a shop without once thinking to use it this way. It is a seamless mesh top, and you wear it underneath your sleeveless top rather than over it. Underneath. That distinction is the entire trick. Here is why a cardigan has never solved this problem for you. A cardigan adds bulk, and bulk on an arm does not soften anything, it widens it. Worse, a cardigan creates an edge, a hard line where the sleeve ends and the arm begins, and an edge is exactly what the eye locks onto. There is also the part nobody says out loud, which is that wearing a cardigan feels like hiding even to you. You know you are covering, and you carry that awareness around all afternoon. A fine mesh layer does the opposite of all of it. It sits against the skin, adds essentially no bulk, moves when you move, and creates one continuous, unbroken line from shoulder to wrist. There is no edge for the eye to find, because you remove the edge rather than moving it. How to get it right? Put the mesh top on first, then the sleeveless top over it. Match the mesh to a tone close to your skin or close to the top, and this is the step people skip. An exact tonal match gives the cleanest result. A shade slightly deeper than your top adds a bit of dimension and reads as intentional. A shade lighter creates contrast, which is precisely what you are trying to eliminate, so avoid that direction. 2 fit notes that matter enormously. If your arms are fuller, choose a relaxed mesh rather than a compression style. Compression fabric grips and makes a fuller arm read more prominently, not less. You want fabric that floats. And for deeper skin tones, look for mesh in a warm brown or deep nude rather than white or gray, because white and gray read as high contrast against warm skin and recreate the exact line you are removing. Trick 2 changes something different. Trick 1 changed what covers the arm. This one changes how the eye reads the arm before it ever gets there, and it has nothing to do with skin at all. It is strap width, and almost everyone has the logic backwards. Most of us have believed that a wider strap means more coverage, and more coverage means arms look better. So we shop for the widest strap available. Here is what that misses. Strap width is not a coverage question. It is a proportion question, and those need completely different solutions. The eye does not measure your arm on its own. It reads your arm as a ratio against your shoulder. A narrow spaghetti strap makes the shoulder read narrow, and a narrow shoulder makes the arm look wider by comparison. Widen the strap and the shoulder reads broader, and the same arm now reads proportionally slimmer against it. Your arm did not change. The ratio did. Here is how to use that while shopping. Lay 3 fingers horizontally across the strap at its widest point on the shoulder. Under 3 fingers, the strap will emphasize arm width. 3 fingers or wider, the proportion works in your favor. You can do that test in a fitting room, on a product photo, or on something already hanging in your closet. The neckline works alongside the strap rather than independently. A V-neck opens the décolletage and pulls the eye upward toward your face and away from the arm edges. A square neck creates a clean horizontal shoulder line, which is excellent for fuller arms specifically. Wide strap combined with a V-neck is the strongest proportional pairing available to you. And one detail for sleeveless tops in particular that dresses do not have as often. Bra strap visibility becomes a much bigger issue with tops because tops sit differently across the shoulder. A racerback style solves it entirely, and a simple bra converter clip costs a few dollars and turns most ordinary bras into racerback bras. Search for a racerback bra converter and it will genuinely change what you can wear. That distinction between what actually flatters and what merely covers is the reason I wrote the Stylish 60-Plus Guide. Plenty of women have told me they knew perfectly well something was wrong with what they had on, stood in front of the mirror unable to name it, and reached for the cardigan again. So the guide has this written out by body type and by arm shape, with the specific search terms and the fit notes, in a form you can pull up on your phone standing in a fitting room. It is linked in the description. Now, trick 3 is the one built for a specific group of women, and it may be the most important one here. Trick 3 is the permission layer, and the name matters. It is an open, flowing, non-compressive layer worn over the sleeveless top, specifically a linen open front shirt, a chiffon kimono, or a soft open front duster, and there is one styling rule that governs all 3 of them, which almost nobody says out loud. Never button it. Leave it open. The moment you close it, it becomes a cardigan in a different fabric and you are back where you started. Open, it becomes a deliberate layer, and that shift from closed to open is the whole difference between hiding and choosing. Which one to pick depends on where you are going. For outdoor summer events, linen is the only real answer, because linen is the one common fabric that actually feels cooler as the day heats up, wicking heat away from the body. Look for open weave linen rather than a lined version, since lining defeats the entire purpose. For indoor occasions, a chiffon kimono floats away from the body, creates movement when you walk, and photographs beautifully. For everyday wear, a soft cotton duster is the most affordable option and handles nearly any occasion. Now, this is the trick built with specific women in mind, and I want to be direct about it. If you have had breast surgery, shoulder surgery, lymph node removal, or any procedure that changed your arms or shoulders, this layer was made for you. It is non-compressive, which means it does not press against scar tissue and does not restrict lymphatic flow. It is fully adjustable so you can move it away from your body wherever you need to, and it gives you coverage on your own terms rather than the terms of a garment that grips. If you are managing lymphedema, choose linen or open weave cotton only. Nothing with nylon, nothing with spandex, nothing that stretches or compresses. The outer layer needs to be breathable and non-elastic. And please check anything you are unsure about with your medical team, because what I am giving you here is styling guidance rather than medical advice. And if you simply prefer more coverage with no medical reason behind it at all, this trick is equally yours. Preferring more coverage is a complete reason on its own and does not require justification. Trick 4 is not about the top at all, and it fixes the mistake I promised you at the beginning. The human eye does not rest. It moves constantly toward whatever is most interesting in what it is looking at, and if an outfit gives it nothing deliberate to land on, it will find something on its own. For most women carrying any self-consciousness about their arms, the eye wanders straight to exactly the place they wish it would not, and that includes your own eye in the mirror. That is the mistake. A beautiful sleeveless top with no focal point anywhere in the outfit. The eye enters, finds nothing placed for it, and drifts to the arms by default. The fix is to give every eye in the room somewhere better to go. One deliberately placed element, bold and intentional, that offers the eye a specific destination. There are 3 zones and they work differently. The collarbone, using a statement necklace that is bold or textured rather than dainty, draws the eye upward toward your face and creates an anchor above arm level. For fuller arms, this is the most powerful of the 3 because it pulls attention up and inward, away from the arm edges entirely. The waist, using a thin metallic or colored belt when the top has waist definition, creates a natural resting point. And below the hip, using colorful shoes or a patterned bag, pulls the eye all the way down past the arms completely. That 3rd zone is the most underused and the easiest to implement, because most of us already own a pair of shoes that would do it. 1 element, not 3. When everything is interesting, nothing is, so choose 1 and let it be the star. Trick 5 removes the cause rather than redirecting attention, and it completes the system. When your arm skin is a noticeably different color from the fabric next to it, your brain reads a line where the 2 meet, and that line draws the eye. Remove the color difference and you remove the line, and the arm simply recedes into the rest of your silhouette. This is ordinary optics rather than anything clever. The strongest version is to combine this with trick 1. Your mesh layer and your top in the same tone means your arm and your sleeve read as one continuous color from shoulder to wrist, and the eye has no edge to detect anywhere. That combination is the most effective thing in this entire video. A slightly more sophisticated version uses 2 values of the same color rather than an exact match. A navy top with a deeper midnight mesh, a sage top with a forest mesh. One detail matters even within a single color family, which is that undertones have to agree. A warm ivory top with a cool white mesh will still produce a line despite both being white. Keep warm with warm and cool with cool. On prints, the guidance is straightforward. Prints concentrated at the hem or the waist are safe because the eye goes to the print rather than the arm. Small all-over patterns are neutral. The ones to be aware of are bold, high-contrast prints strongest near the shoulder, which bring maximum visibility to the arm edge. If you love those, layer trick 1 underneath in a matching tone and the contrast line disappears. Now the search phrase I promised you, because knowing the trick is worthless if you cannot find the item. Search for a seamless mock neck mesh top. That exact combination gives you the right fabric weight, the right neckline for layering, and the functional version rather than the fashion version. Filter by color to match what you own. For fuller arms, choose relaxed fit rather than compression, and that holds true wherever you buy it. 5 tricks and 1 shortcut. You now have a way to layer without adding bulk, an understanding of how proportion actually works, a layer that respects a body that has been through something, a way to direct where the eye goes, and the color logic that removes the line entirely. You have been dressing yourself for more than 60 years. You have taste and you have history. The only thing missing was ever the right information, and that top in your closet has been waiting. Tell me in the comments which of these 5 you are trying first, And if you have had surgery and trick 3 spoke to you, I would be glad to know that too. I read every single one of them, and I will see you in the next one.